Hey you guys, we are going to have a little chat, you and I. We're gonna sit down and it's going to be like we're just having a conversation. Like I came home from a really long day and it was not a good day and I'm just gonna tell you about it. This morning I had to go to Houston to go see a doctor. I'm gonna get comfortable because oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what happened. I went to sleep at 1 o'clock in the morning because I was anxious about this specific appointment. And whether you're anxious or excited for something, you know, like that feeling of not being able to sleep because you want it to happen and it's like, oh my gosh. Anyway, Houston is like 2.5 hour, almost 3 hour, depending on traffic, drive from where I live. So my appointment was at 10:30. Again, I went to sleep at 1 a.m. My alarm went off at 5 a.m. Got up, got ready. We were out the door by like 6 something to go to Houston, and I went with my parents. And it was cold and it was rainy. It was a gross day today. So we go. We get there. I'm not going to go into details about the appointment because that's not, it's important, but it's not important to the story. And I just don't really feel like reliving all of it. I'm plugging in my lights while I'm talking to you. So we go. It's fine. I had to do all the scans. I just feel like I'm really good when it comes to feeling people out or like knowing how they are. I don't know how to explain it, but we go and I swear the first nurse that took care of me, I don't know if any of you watch or have seen Orange is the New Black, but I swear the first, I really hope, I'm probably gonna have to turn this fan off because it's gonna be loud. First nurse that took care of me was Red from Orange is the New Black. I swear, like clearly it's not her, but it was like she was Red and she had the accent and the roughness and I just couldn't help but laugh. And I was texting my friends like right after I did the first thing and I was like, oh my gosh, pretty sure Red just took care of me. We had to stay at the appointment longer than planned and I had to do, I don't know if any of you have had to do a CAT scan before, but I had breakfast at like 8 o'clock in the morning and by this point it was almost 11:30. And they needed me to do the scan, but since I had something to eat, I had to wait 2 hours. So we had to just have 2 hours to kill time. And luckily my aunt lives in Houston and so she took half the day off and ended up going to just hang out with us. And these are a few of the things that we did to kill time. Number one, I now have a Snapchat if you want to go follow me on it. I am so good at all other social medias except Snapchat. I just don't get it. I'm not good at it, but I'm learning. I'm figuring it out. If you want to see whatever I'm doing, go follow me on Snapchat. There's an example of being in the car and at the appointment and my dad got the new iPhone 6 and while we were in the waiting room he discovered iMovie and so the whole appointment he was just on his phone and saying, I'm a filmmaker, I'm gonna make movies. And the type of CT scan that I got was the type where they have to put the dye, which means they had to give me an IV. And normally when nurses see my arms, they think I'm like, it's gonna be easy because you can see my veins. But the truth is my veins are super tiny and they look really good, but they collapse really, really easily. Now, I'm going to be 26 years old in March. I have had more IVs in my life than I will ever be able to guess. I know what works and what doesn't work. And when nurses don't want to believe me or think that I am smart enough to know what should happen, that really, really bothers me. Or like just looking at me like a deer in headlights, or just like treating me like, I know what it's like, and I hate it. It's one of the worst feelings in the world. One of the worst feelings. I hate it. And these nurses, that's what they were doing to me, and it was driving me crazy. And I went back there by myself because I'm like, I can do this, it's fine. I sit down, I change to put my gown on. I sit down to get the IV. The nurse, I could already tell, is treating me like not a human. She's being nice, but like, I don't know, just something felt off. So I sit down and I tell her the whole thing about my veins, like, oh, they look really good, but they're not. And then I proceed to tell her we pretty much only use a butterfly needle when I have to get IVs, which is the tiniest needle, not that big, but it's a very tiny needle. That's what works. Put a little heating pack, warm it up, put the butterfly needle, good to go. She then proceeds to tell me that we can't use a butterfly needle, that we have to use, I'm gonna put you guys down really quick so I can take this scarf off. We can't use a butterfly needle. We can only use, I don't know what this means, but she said we can only use an 18 gauge needle, which is big. And I looked at her and she said, well, let me call and I will see what we can do, but I have to get it approved. Sorry, that's my dishwasher. I have to get it approved, and if I do, we can go ahead and use the butterfly needle. Okay, that's fine. She gets up, walks 3 feet away from me, calls someone on the phone, is looking at me while she's on the phone. There's no one else in the room, so I can hear the whole conversation. The lady, the nurse, is trying to tell the person on the phone that I have really small veins and that I'm really small in a nice way, but she doesn't really know how to say it. And I'm sitting there, and I could hear this lady on the phone saying, I can see all of her veins. I can see her. Bothers me to no end. So she comes back. She then says, okay, they said we could use the butterfly needle. Great, great. How does that make you feel? I then say, oh, she says, it's totally up to you. What do you think we should do? I then say, honestly, like, just for time's sake and for my pain sake, doing the butterfly needle would just make more sense. Like, it'll work, I can guarantee you. She then looks at me and smiles very kindly and says, okay, we're gonna use the 18 gauge needle. Ugh. So I sit there and I put my arm out, and my arm is shaking, and she thinks it's because I'm cold or I'm scared, and I said, no, it's because I'm starving. I haven't been able to eat. I just want to get this over with, please. So this is a result of what happened. I haven't even taken the bandage off, and it's been a long time. I haven't taken the bandage off because I don't want to know what my arm is going to look like, because it is going to be insanely bruised. Sorry, that's my knee. I wish I was exaggerating on the pain level of this. I'm just gonna have to take my arm out of my sleeve. The bandage is huge. I have a shirt under, don't worry guys. This is a bandage. So thick. Go to do the CT scan, and I think, great, finally it's almost over. 10 minutes in, they come over the speaker and they say, Miss Velasquez, I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna have to start the whole machine over. So it's gonna take a few minutes. Are you okay? At this point, I'm laying on the thing. I have my arms over my head. This massive IV hanging out of my arm. I have no choice but to say, yes, I'm fine, thank you. And so I sat there for a good 20-25 minutes until the whole thing restarted. While my arm was killing me. And I know things could have been a whole lot worse, but in the moment I was starving, I was tired, I was annoyed, I was bothered that I wasn't being listened to or treated like an adult. Just because I look different doesn't mean I don't have a brain. And that's just, oh, it's always been a pet peeve of mine. Like, I know I'm educated, I'm smart, I know what I'm talking about. Please just acknowledge that and we'll be good to go. But unfortunately that wasn't the case today, and it's not the first time that's happened. It's happened many times to me, so I'm used to it. But and it is now after 10 o'clock at night, and I remind you that we left here a little after 6 o'clock in the morning. So it has been a very, very, very long day. I said this in the vlog previous to this that I had a lot of medical stuff coming up this week, so I was already prepared to having to deal with it. The reason I'm happy is because I came home, I came upstairs carrying all of that, pillow, my blanket and everything, and there was a package at my door, and so I opened it, and this is so broken. I opened it and I got all of these nail polishes, all of this, the sweetest card. Ugh. And it made me so happy, and it's just a gift to say thank you for doing what I do. And I was instantly started crying, and I was cry laughing because I don't know if you've ever just been so tired and so emotional that it just like all of a sudden just comes out and you're crying and you're laughing at the same time, and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. That's how I was opening that little gift. But that was my rant. That's what happened to me today. My bad experiences. I know what works and what doesn't, and just because I look different doesn't mean I don't have a brain. That's all I want to say. I'm gonna go. I'm probably going to crop a whole lot of this out. And I don't mean crop because this isn't a photo. Probably gonna edit a whole lot of this out because it's just me talking and talking and talking. But I'm gonna go put pajamas on. No, I'm gonna take a shower, then I'm gonna put pajamas on, then I'm going to lay in just this wonderful bed that I like to think is like a little cloud, a little piece of heaven. I'm losing my mind, I'm delirious. Alright, I love you guys. If you're new, please go hit subscribe. I promise my videos are not like this all the time. I promise. If you like this video, or if you can relate to something that has happened to you, like me, I don't know what I'm saying, give it a thumbs up. If you want to write something nice in the comments, you know what to do and where to leave it, and I will see you guys later. And next time I will vlog without my dishwasher being on. Okay, I love you. A check mark by my picture. Let me show you. It's coming. There we go. See right there? Oh, I'm so proud of it. I got a notification that says I got a new follower.